views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk to Deal. Struggling. Welcome to another episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? Let me say what's up to the people before we start. What's up, Melanie? Shout out to everybody on Facebook. What's up, Mary D? I love seeing my members in the chat. What's up, Miss Curiosity? What's up, Joyful? What's up, Doris? What's up, V? Who else? We got Deborah up in the building, Tasha, Angela, Nelly. Thank you. What's up, everybody? We got Casey holding it down. Thank you. What's up, Melanie Jones? What's up, Miss Williams? Thank you for being here. Who else? We got Sharon up in the building. All right, we got a few people. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you already have it. I appreciate y'all for subscribing. You know, we're at 39K now. And then also everybody hitting the like button because that does help with the algorithm as well, too. What's up, Whitney? I see you as well. So, earlier this week, Willie D did an interview with this whole situation. What's up, Carolyn? Did an interview with this whole situation with Katt Williams. And it was kind of weird because I'm all like, okay, so Katt Williams did an interview with Shannon Sharpe, and then he did one with Willie D. No, actually, he did the interview with Willie D before he did the Shannon Sharpe interview. It's just that Willie D did not put his interview out until afterwards. So it was a little clout chasing. I ain't gonna lie, a little clout chasing because he had seen the success of the Shannon Sharpe interview. He was like, oh, I gotta hurry up and put mine out. And, you know, the way Willie D had kind of phrased it was that he was about to break the internet. He was going to break the internet. And yeah, he didn't break the internet for the right reasons because no one liked it. Everybody thought it was a horrible interview. I thought it was a horrible interview. Now, there is a subject from that interview I do want to talk about, and I'm doing like a pre-recorded, uploaded video on that. So you guys will see that soon. But with the Willie D interview with Katt Williams, it just wasn't hidden. And and everybody was under the impression that he did it afterwards, even though technically he did it before, but he had just released it later. That was the issue. And so a few things. Sometimes there's just no chemistry between two people. Yeah, see, I agree. There was no chemistry between them at all. You have to have chemistry with the person that you're interviewing. And you have to be a good interviewer. And Willie is not. And, you know, he actually spoke to this and did a response. So we're going to go ahead and watch the response. And I put together with a few clips from the actual interview. So you guys will get what I'm talking about for those of you who hadn't seen it.
Me, I would advise you to do you. Some of y'all asses are just messy. That's right, I said it. Some of y'all are just messy. Y'all want the drama, but I don't do drama.
What's one of the wildest things that has happened to you or you've seen happen in your time in this entertainment space?
Yeah, sorry, Vlad. I ain't seen nothing. I collect the footage, but I haven't seen anything.
I do information and instructions to help my people navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. I don't even necessarily do interviews. I have conversations. And when you have conversations, sometimes you're going to mispronounce a word. Unfortunately, we mispronounced a word and we looked it in the editing. And the word was prosperity. And I think I said prosperity. Now, obviously, I know how to pronounce prosperity, but they all in the comments. Look, he don't even know how to talk. Say it with me, Willie D. 1, 2, 3, prosperity. Like y'all dumbasses ain't never made a mistake pronouncing a word.
You're an icon and a legend yourself, and just the fact that you would spend time interviewing others is magnificent. And nobody asks worse questions. You have the worst questions in all of interviewing, and you can count on it. Nobody's going to mimic your questions. So, yeah, it's an honor. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
What he said, you got the worst questions. Nobody's going to mimic your questions. Yeah, Katt Williams, he definitely had a point. Ain't nobody going to mimic them questions. He's never going to be asked these questions at all. The interview was a flop. And like I said with Willie D, he admitted in that clip that I showed you guys that he wasn't an interview. Like he's not an interviewer. He's not a journalist. And, you know, he likes to have conversations and all that deep. Like you can have deep thought. Like everything doesn't have to be about drama. I agree with that. Everything doesn't have to be about drama. However, you were asking him about he was asking Katt Williams about Kevin Hart and had he ever seen anything in Hollywood. Like he was trying to give those viral questions, but the thing is that they just didn't have any chemistry. The difference between him and Shannon Sharpe, because I know a few of y'all were saying Shannon Sharpe is not the best interviewer. No, he is not the best interviewer. And I think Shannon Sharpe knows that, but his just the way Shannon Sharpe comes off and his platform is more relaxed, you know, he pouring you a drink or whatnot. And Shannon Sharpe is not trying to trick you up on any questions. More so, you got to think about also how with Shannon Sharpe, he had interviewed other people that were talking about Katt Williams. So Katt Williams already came in hot. So yes, Shannon Sharpe didn't ask a whole bunch of intellectual questions and stuff like that, but there was already something there. There was a reason why Katt Williams wanted to interview with Shannon Sharpe. With this Willie D interview, it just kind of came out of really nowhere. I knew who Willie D was. Ghetto Boys, first of all, legendary. However, as far as Willie D being like somebody that does interviews and stuff like that, like I know, yeah, he does interviews, but like, have they gone viral? Have there been anything that you got from his interviews? Like, you know, are you sitting down and be like, oh, I'm about to watch Willie D? I don't know. I don't know if people actually flock to Willie D's interviews like that. He got 5.6 million from the Katt Williams interview. He definitely capitalized. Congratulations to that. But the way he tried to set up, like he was going to break the internet. If anything, if I would have seen the Shannon Sharpe interview, I would have been like, yo, I'm a scrap it. Like Willie literally put this out. Him and his team put this out for money. Patrice. Thank you, Patrice. But Willie and his team put this out for money. There was no kind of other, they just put it out for money. That was it. They were trying to capitalize off the success. And he admits this in his rant that he did, that he was just trying to capitalize off the success. But your integrity is more important than you trying to capitalize off of some kind of success or something like that. If anything, what he should have did was that, hey, let's try to invite Katt Williams back to do a follow-up interview, but we're going to just go ahead and scrap this one and call him back to do a follow-up interview. I think that would have been a lot better than him trying to put this interview out, even though he technically got his interview before Shannon Sharpe. You got to keep up with the trends. There is no way in hell that I would have just let Shannon Sharpe put his interview out and then just, oh, I'm just going to see what it does and then wait. No, I'm going to make sure that I put mine out first. because it was already in the works that Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams were going to put out. If anything, he should have put out his video first, and then Shannon Sharpe would have did his interview. I don't think it would have got the same amount of attention just because the way the interview was structured and the way it was just boring and nobody liked it. It wouldn't have did the same thing. However, at least there was like it would have been a precursor to the Shannon Sharpe. And then people probably would have went back and referenced your interview, where in this case, we're looking at you coming after Shannon Sharpe's success of Club Shay, and we're kind of like, yeah, you definitely clout chasing. Like no one, yeah, it was a clout chase. And I get it. And this is one of those things where I think you should be more selective with your interviews and be selective of who you're interviewing. Two different things, and I'll explain them. He wanted to go with Club Shay because the other comedians came. Yeah, exactly. It was just a natural fit. There was history there. There was something to go by. With this Willie D, it was just literally an interview. But going back to my point about you have to be careful who you interview and who you interview with. One thing, I usually don't like to go behind people and do like another interview if they've already done one. I feel like I'm not going to ask them anything differently. Now, is there some things we would like clarification on? Now, definitely that would be a point where you're all like, okay, I'm going to do a follow-up interview after that person. And are y'all hitting the like button? I'm going to do a follow-up interview after that person, right? And then it would make sense. But if I'm literally just going to ask you the same questions that other person asked you, why am I going to do an interview? You know what I mean? If I can't put a different spin on it, or if I can't deliver something, I'm not going to waste my time trying to interview you. You already got the interview. And then also, you have to be careful of who you interview and like let them know, like, hey, I've already done an interview with this person, blah, 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 blah. It's different when you're doing an interview for like, going to radio stations to promote your music and stuff like that. Yeah, you go to every different radio station and stuff like that. But if this is supposed to be the interview that you confess everything, or you putting everybody on blast, exposing the industry and stuff like that, you can't do that. I mean, I love me some Jaguar Wright. Y'all know I love her, right? However, with the influx of people who do interviews like Jags exposing the industry, exposing the industry, exposing the industry, it's kind of like, all right, well, what else is there for her to do? Like, if you're literally doing interview after interview after interview, there's nothing left. Like, literally, you have to be strategic. If something happens in the news, ooh, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and interview you. But if I'm just like interviewing you literally every day, or having you on my show every day, what am I giving you guys? I'm not giving you guys anything. You're literally being bored by the same ish that you've already watched. If you can't bring anything new to the table or bring a different dynamic, don't do it. Now, I think Willie was trying to probably recruit some funds for the whole interview. And so he was like, let me go ahead and put this out. But I think if anything, he should have canceled it and just waited. What do you guys think? Do you think Willie D should have just canceled the interview or still put it out? Let me know in the chat right now. Let me go ahead and play the clip for those of you just coming in right now.
Me, I would advise you to do you. Some of y'all asses are just messy. That's right, I said it. Some of y'all are just messy. Y'all want the drama, but I don't do drama.
What's one of the wildest things that has happened to you, or you've seen happen in your time in this entertainment space?
Yeah, sorry, Vlad. I ain't seen nothing. I collect the footage, but I haven't seen anything.
I do information and instructions to help my people navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. I don't even necessarily do interviews. I have conversations. And when you have conversations, sometimes you're going to mispronounce a word. Unfortunately, mispronounced a word and we looked it in the editing. And the word was prosperity. And I think I said prosperity. Now, obviously, I know how to pronounce prosperity, but they all in the comments. Look, he don't even know how to talk. Say it with me, Willie D. 1, 2, 3, prosperity. Like y'all dumbasses ain't never made a mistake pronouncing a word.
You're an icon and a legend yourself, and just the fact that you would spend time interviewing others is magnificent. And nobody asks worse questions. You have the worst questions in all of interviewing, and you can count on it. Nobody's going to mimic your questions. So yeah, it's an honor. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I explained that earlier, Naughty Nikki. I know you're just coming in, so no hate to you, but yeah, I explained that. But this is how he set it up originally, that he was doing this interview, right? This was Katt Williams is back and ready to break the internet again with a new explosive interview on Willie D Live, Tuesday, January 9th, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, blah, 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 right? It said, watch and listen as I ask Katt the questions you want answers to. Click the link, blah, 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 blah. So the way he's kind of setting it up is that, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask all the questions y'all been waiting for. And he put like a lot of emphasis, like this is gonna break the internet. And so when you're watching it, you all like, oh, he's gonna probably ask him about this or that, or he gonna have follow-up questions from that Shannon Sharpe interview. He should have said like, hey, I already had this interview lined up a while ago. I didn't drop it. He should just let us know what it was. And I hope you guys like my interview too. Because to compare it to Shannon Sharpe interview, it failed in comparison. Now, I know some of y'all are like, well, AT2, if you had a Katt Williams interview, you would put it out. Yes, because I'm struggling. You know, but Willie D almost has 1 million subscribers. So, you know, this was something that he could just wash his hands with, or invited Katt Williams back to do a follow-up. But the way he was all like, oh, we're going to answer all your questions. And no, you already asked the questions and now you're putting out your interview. What's up, Miss ATL and Stan? Oh, that's another thing, Shirley, because you heard at the end, he was like, you know, thank you for asking me horrible questions. Ain't nobody else going to ask these questions. Yo, he lit him up. See, I think he thought Katt Williams was trying to almost like make a joke and be funny. No, I think Katt Williams was serious. Like, this is horrible. Ain't nobody else gonna ask these questions, the same questions that you asked. Like, he was dead serious. I doubt that Katt would have gone back for the second interview. The guy is right. Yeah, at this point, yeah, he's basically on demand. What's up, Beauty for Ashes? Willie D clickbaited his title. Yeah, he really did clickbait his title, which we all do at the end of the day, right? We all do the clickbait and stuff like that. But don't be mad that people are lighting your ass up. If I did a horrible interview, I would just take it. I'll be like, yeah, it was horrible, y'all. I had to do. But he's literally upset saying, oh, well, I'm not a journalist. How am I supposed to ask this and that? Even though this was done before the Shannon Sharpe interview, it didn't seem like he really knew Katt Williams, like details and stuff like that. It's just kind of like they didn't have a rapport. Like, even when he asked him the question about the whole Suge Knight scenario when they allegedly had beat up the photographer and stuff like that, Katt Williams seemed like he was uncomfortable answering that question. He answered it, right? He explained it in full. And I'm happy that he did, because it brought a lot of clarity to the situation too. And he from what I understand, he didn't beat up a photographer. That's why the charges were, well, no, they weren't dropped. He had to go to anger management. I'll explain that in another video. But anyway, it was just very interesting that when you watch, if you guys watch it, you guys will probably watch it after this. You can just tell from the start, from Katt Williams' body language, it was a lot different compared to the Shannon Sharpe. The Shannon Sharpe, he was giving us all the jokes. He was relaxed. He was cool. You know, he sipped his drink a few times. With the Willie D, he wasn't even looking at him. He would be like looking off to the side, like, well, you know, and then he take a sip out of his cup, like, and And then sometimes he would look his direction, but then he would turn his head. If a man does not look at you directly in your eyes, that means he does not respect you. If a man is not looking directly at you, not necessarily like gazing into your eyes, but looking directly at you, he does not respect you. He does not respect you at all. And it's not even a man thing. It's just anybody. If somebody is talking to you and they're not looking at you and their body language is off to the side or over here, it's not because, oh, they must be on that shit. No, they don't respect you. They're uncomfortable. Something was making Katt Williams uncomfortable during that interview. Whether Willie D want to admit it or not, there was something that made him uncomfortable and something that made him like, I want to get the fuck out of here. And again, it could have been the line of questions because he said, ain't nobody going to ask questions like whatever he said at the end. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah. And I do want to give credit to Willie D, something that I did think that was positive. Stiff, uncomfortable. Right. Something that I give Willie D credit for. He did not bash Shannon Sharpe at all. He did not bash Shannon Sharpe. He gave him his flowers and everything like that. And it was all like, yeah, I was trying to capitalize off of it. It was a business move. He knew it was. But again, like I said, expect the smoke that you get. Now, Steven Jackson, former NBA player, he actually was talking shit about the Shannon Sharpe interview. He was like, oh, I know Katt Williams, blah, 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 because, him and Matt Barnes have a podcast together. And he was just shitting on Shannon Sharpe. So Shannon Sharpe is getting a little hate. Let's go ahead and watch.
From under the rocks, they come shoot their hands out the sewer hole.
And this is from TikToker MMC Dre.
And this time it's Steven Jackson. Him and Matt Barnes.
Okay, so that's since you like both.
Was it All the Smoke podcast? He comes on.
Little one, if you guys can hear it.
He's basically critiquing the interview, saying what he wouldn't have did, what Shannon should have did. Just simple,
right, Michelle.
Real stuff that we actually do to each other all the time. Let's check out what he said on his Instagram live in reference to Shannon Sharpe in that interview. We'll come right back.
I got a couple things I want to say about the Shannon Sharpe Katt Williams interview. I look at that whole interview differently, bro. I look at it different. Considering, we have one of the biggest shows and we've had guests that a lot of people can't get. We look at that interview a little different. Much love to all y'all. I just got a few things I want to say about that. And it has nothing to do with if Katt was telling the truth or not. Katt is my homeboy. Katt is me and Matt homeboy. That's our homeboy. We went on movie sets with Katt, hung with Katt. Katt is not lying. He don't roll a blunt. I sat on this bus with him for a couple hours. That not roll one blunt. He had a chick rolling all his. He is not lying about that. He is not lying about none of that. He's not lying. He had somebody rolling and all that. And if y'all do remember, just put a 5 up. Just put a 5 up or the hand 5 sign. Do y'all remember the video we had with Terrell Owens? Do y'all remember that interview? Talking about real All the Smoke fans. Do y'all remember that interview? Okay. Bet. So y'all remember that interview?
Thank you, LP.
So y'all remember how hard he was going on Stephen A. Smith, right? Y'all remember how hard he was going on Stephen A. Smith, right? Hard, no freaky. But as you see during the show, when he was talking about Stephen A. and saying the things about Stephen A., me and Matt was making sure that we let him know, Tio, you our boy, but we with Stephen A. too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You can say what you want to say about him, but we kept pulling him back. You know what I'm saying? Because we with Stephen A. So we kept pulling him back. Like, yeah, we feel you, but you know what I'm saying? We just didn't let him go in on the man because we got a relationship with him. And on All the Smoke, we don't want, as much as we love Katt, we love to have Katt Williams on the show, but we wouldn't want no show like that because we got relationships with our guests. And we ain't clout chasing. If y'all notice, we ain't doing no clown on our show. We ain't doing no dumb dancing around, doing no clown. We ain't doing corny people. Like we ain't clout chasing. We ain't bringing people on to demean people. We ain't doing none of that because we got relationships with our guests. And y'all wonder why we get the guests we get, because we're not.
So basically, he dogging out Shannon Sharpe, saying like he should have corrected him and should have, defended the people he was talking about. Thank you, Nadi, for the super sticker. I appreciate that. What's up, Princess? Yes, Charmaine, I did hear about that. Thank you for bringing that up. I was going to talk about that on a different show. Thank you. But rest in peace to Yo Gotti's brother, though. But basically, Steven Jackson is talking about how, oh, yeah, when we have guests, he was using Terrell Owens as an example. When he was going off on Stephen A. Smith, we were trying to reel him back in and stuff like that. But I mean, Shannon Sharpe was doing the back and forth banter. It's kind of like when I do my interviews with Jag and Jag says something, I'll be like, come on, Jag, you can't say that, and more people want me to go like, Jag, shut the hell up, you dirty son of a and they want me to like cuss her out. That's not what I'm gonna do. And Shannon Sharpe is kind of like me, that fun, relaxed atmosphere. He's not gonna be like, oh no, that's wrong, you need to do, like, he's not trying to interrogate him. That's the difference. I'm not trying to interrogate my guests. I'm literally just asking them questions and they're answering it. Now, if it's something extreme that I need to check or something like that, I'll either do a follow-up or I'll let them know, like, hey, don't say that. But if they're just giving their opinion and their story about something, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? Thank you, Nadia. I appreciate that. Let's continue.
We're not doing clicks. One, we a fan of the people we bring on our show. And two, we try to give them their flowers. Now, you can't control what your guests say, but as an interviewer, you have to know how to pull back. Because if you're willing to just let somebody come on your show and disrespect everybody without pulling back at all, that shows that you just like Noriega when Noriega had Kanye on his show. You know they're going to say something crazy, but you still let them go on and not pulling them back because you want the clicks and you don't care about your guests. See, we have a relationship with all our guests. You know what I'm saying?
I want to clarify something. So this is the biggest Shannon Sharpe interview. However, if you look at Club Shay, all their views is over 1 million. Like, all their interviews are over 1 million. So this one happened to blow up. I don't think this is a thing like, oh, I need the money, or I'm trying to get the clicks and views. This is why I let him cuss everybody out. Because let me tell you something. There could be some shit that they cut out the interview that they couldn't put out. Remember the interview with Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams? That's pre-recorded. So there's probably some shit they cut out. You never know.
And we wouldn't want that type of interview because
right, Princess.
We care about, like I said, we have a relationship, but Shannon has no relationship with his guests.
Shout out to Rick Ross.
No relationship, because he didn't take up for now one of them. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I'm not surprised. To be honest, because low-key hated on us. My people never lie to me. It's people that I love, that I talk to every day, that's in these offices. He hated on me. He tried to hate on me and Matt with our DraftKings deal. He tried to hate on Wayne. He tried to hate on Prime. That's just the truth, bro. But the show goes to show. You might be.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true right there. Shannon Sharpe did hate on them for the DraftKings sponsorship and stuff like that, but they were in sports, so DraftKings would make sense for them to sponsor it, and that's what their audience is geared towards. Got that people came on Club Shay, spoke freely on Katt. Right, exactly. Katt was responding. That was the whole thing. He wanted, and again, that's why Shannon Sharpe interview worked so perfectly, because Katt Williams wanted to come on to defend himself. From
the country, that don't mean you from the hood. Because if you're from the hood and you people and you got somebody that's talking about people you with in front of you, you pull back. You don't condone. You don't let them go off. If somebody around me talking about Matt, I'll be like, hold on, bro. You talk about Matt around somebody else, but not about me. And that's not true, because that's my boy. And I'm not going to condone it. That's my people. If I with you, I'm not going to let nobody talk about you in front of me like that, dog. I'm just saying, you don't do that. You don't do that. But it goes to show he don't have no relationship with his guests. You know what I'm saying? The clout chasing is easy, bro. To get clicks is easy. We can easily have somebody coming out.
So a few things. Technically, it doesn't matter whether or not you like the guest or are friends with the guest. If you're doing if your job is to do an interview, that's your job. Shannon Sharpe is just doing his job. Club Shay is a whole production and everything like that. I don't know who's like the person ahead of it, but it's a whole production and everything like that. It's not like me and you doing a podcast or something like that. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate the super sticker. It's not like me and you doing a podcast or anything like that, right? Like where we get our own guests and we're, filtering out and doing all that stuff. We don't have a production team behind us. It's literally us doing it. And so more than likely, Shannon Sharpe is not calling these people all like, hey, can you come on for an interview? Can you call? No, whoever his people are calling. That's how the news works. The news don't pick people that know. The production team and everybody else is making the calls. And literally, if you're the host, you don't have to even do research. They literally are giving you questions to ask. That's why Shannon Sharpe had cards. That's why when you look at the news, Good Morning America, they have cards because the questions are already written out. And most of the time they're giving the, why do I want to say questionnaire? The interviewee, the questions ahead of time so they're not tricked up on anything like that. So Steven Jackson just hating. Like if you do that and you put people on your show who you have a close relationship with, that is cool. That is you. But this is a larger production than what you guys have on All the Smoke. It is what it is. Let's continue.
Clicks. But when you got some type of respect for your guests, you gotta pull back. You can't just let people go crazy like that, dog. You can't, because them same people took time to come on your show, bro. They took time to come on your show and do the interview to make your show look good. You got to protect them people in some kind of way, dog. You can't do that. You can't do that. Everybody got their opinion on the interview. That's my opinion. A lot of people got an interview that ain't got no shows, that don't interviews. My opinion is, I feel like if he had a relationship with some of his guests, he should have pulled some of that back. He should have, because look, you can make it without clout chasing. You can make it without bringing somebody on your show to say crazy. Like you don't have to do that to be successful, right, bro. You don't. You don't have to do that to be successful. And we showing y'all, dog. We showing y'all. We don't do none of that crap. We just not.
I would think differently if it was a thing where I felt like Shannon Sharpe was controversial. Shannon Sharpe had a controversial guest, but Shannon Sharpe is not controversial. If it was something like I know some people are going to hate me for saying this, but I don't really like this guy. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan kind of feeds into certain like conspiracies and just crazy shit. And, and I don't find Joe Rogan interesting. I don't really find him an intellect. Joe Rogan has people that's catered to his own thought process. He doesn't have people on there to really question him and challenge him. He has more people on his side. Like if there's a doctor, he'll have a doctor that's more on his wavelength of thinking. He doesn't have anyone there to really challenge him. So if we're going to call out one, we got to call out the other one. But for me, Shannon Sharpe doesn't seem like he does anything to try to get clout. Shannon Sharpe is clout. Everybody likes Shannon Sharpe. Like Club Shay has been around for a while.
A multi-million-dollar deal for our own production company. We passed just doing the podcast, bro. We passed that. It's because we doing it with integrity, dog. We doing it with integrity. It's easy to get somebody on your show that gonna talk about people, dog. But don't y'all know it's been people that said about people on their show, on our show, and we didn't air it because it just didn't look right. I love the fact that Katt Williams speaking his mind. Everybody should speak their mind at all times. Katt is my partner. I love Katt. There's nothing I can say bad about Katt.
Now, in my opinion,
okay. Yeah. So Katt Williams had something to say because Shannon Sharpe was interviewing people that were talking about him. And so he had a lot to say. So he was responding back. There was something there that he wanted to get off his chest. It wasn't that Shannon Sharpe was all like, let me have somebody controversial on my show and then I know it'll blow up. Like, come on now. Let me check who was the guest before Katt Williams real quick. Hold on. Yeah, all these videos have millions of views. They chopped up the video too. Oh yeah. Damn, I don't even see another interview. Kurt Franklin was the other interview. Let me see. Kurt Franklin interview got 1.5 million. Still in the millions. Let me go a little bit. Yeah, his interviews are good. They're solid. They're definitely solid. So he has a lot of clips and stuff like that. That's why I was trying to look for the full interviews. That's what I was doing. But yeah, Shannon Sharpe didn't need Clout or anything like that. They're gonna pick people to interview that have something to say. And that if Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes are mad because they don't have an interview that's going viral, because the last time they went viral was when Kwame Brown was dragging the shit out of them. That's where y'all probably remember them from. Remember when they was talking shit about Kwame Brown, and then Kwame Brown came back at him, and then he blew up and went viral. Now Kwame don't went down in the tank, but he blew up and went viral. That was the last time they went viral, and that was years ago. That was years ago. This was before I was like on YouTube and shit like that. So yeah, that was the last time him and Matt Barnes went viral. Other than that, they haven't. This sounds like some straight hater shit, straight jealousy at the end of the day. Let me ask you guys, let's do a 30-second countdown. Do you guys feel like Steven Jackson was just hating, or do you think he was making a valid point? 30 seconds. Now, what Shannon Sharpe should do is interview Kwame Brown. I think that would be his way of getting back. Interview Kwame Brown. I think that would be dope as hell. And talk about, yeah, remember, when Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes was talking shit about you? Let's talk about that moment. That way he would get his revenge back. But I don't think Shannon Sharpe even care. He probably not even going to respond to this. Well, he did respond in a roundabout way where he was just talking about haters in general, but he didn't say a name. He didn't put a name on it, But here we like putting names on it. You got to put a name on it. But anyway, you guys, I do have a Just Hilarious exclusive. I'm gonna do another show, so give me about 30 minutes, okay? So stick around. Don't go to bed. Are y'all gonna stay up? If I go live in 30 minutes, will y'all stay up? Put a 1 in the chat. If y'all going to bed, then I'm not gonna do it. I will set it up right now while y'all still here. Okay, y'all gonna stay up? Okay. I promise. I'm gonna set it up right now, so that way y'all already have the show lined up and everything like that. Hold on. Oh, while we wait, let me share the backup page real quick. AT2 Entertainment. We are almost at 800 subscribers. We're at 769. I need 1,000. Oh, did somebody bless me? Hold on. Ask me how I'm doing. I'm blessed. Yes, I watch my favorite CCs for the mess, entertainment, and knowledge. You on my roster too. Thank you. I appreciate that, Naughty Nikki. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, y'all gonna stay up? Okay, I'm gonna set it up right now. I promise you. Okay. Let me share my backup page with y'all. But yeah, I think Steven Jackson is just a hater. On top of that, Willie D should have just canceled that interview. Willie D should have canceled that interview. I'm sorry, y'all. I know it was a business move. Don't get me wrong. I know it was a business move, but he should have canceled it. He definitely should have canceled it. All right, so this is the backup channel. Okay, I went ahead and shared that. Yeah, I'm gonna share the Just Hilarious story right now. Okay, you guys are going to see it in a couple of minutes. And so we'll be back in the next 30 minutes, y'all. I promise. But anyway, I love y'all. Be safe. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. And also subscribe to my backup channel. We have fun over there. And that way I can be as ignorant as possible over there. I don't want to mess up my main channel, right? You got to think smart. But anyway, love y'all. Deuces.